Right, Abhi.
Hello, dear and practical task. Through the work development of a system for
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you all made it for the final day. So happy to see you all. Before we get started, I would like to make a small announcement. We are really happy and honored that we are today joined by the Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Dr. Shri Chandrasekharji. Thank you so much for gracing the occasion. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final technical session of the second Shanghai Cooperation Organization Young Scientist Conclave. This session continues the theme of environmental protection and natural resource management, co-chaired by Professor M. Ishwarmurthy and Professor Sebastian C. Peter. Professor M. Ishwarmurthy is a professor from Chemistry and Physics of Materials Unit, CPMU, and International Center for Material Science, ICMS, JNCSR. Professor Sebastian C. Peter is an associate professor from New Chemistry Unit, JNCSR. We would like to inform you that during the talks for both virtual participants and speakers present here among us, we shall be streaming your live videos next to your PowerPoint presentations. For the speakers present with us here, you may raise your hands to identify yourselves while your presentations are played so the camera may capture you. Virtual participants are requested to turn on their cameras while the presentations are live streamed. There is a question and answer session at the end of the thematic session where we will take your questions from both virtual participants and in-person participants. For asking the questions, the participants present here may raise their hands and our volunteers will reach you with a mic, and the camera may capture you. For the online participants, you may type your question in the chat box and we will take them at the end of the entire session.
So the first speaker commencing the session is Hmunshel Jasha. He's a scientist at CSIR, Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, Jammu. The title of the talk is Natural Resource Management and Drug Discovery and Development from Natural Resources in Tune with Biodiversity. The speaker will be joining us in person. I request you to raise your hand so that our camera can capture you while your presentation is being played.
Hello, and thank you for an opportunity to be a part of Young Scientist Conclave. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Hmunshel Jasha. I'm currently employed in CSIR IIIM Jammu, where I'm basically involved with the activities of chemistry of natural product that leads to drug discovery and development from natural resources. So the title of my talk is related with the natural resource management. At the same time, drug discovery and development from natural resources in tune with biodiversity. So one of the vital questions that we ask during our research or as we are carrying out this activity is, can drug discovery and biodiversity conservation be combined? So in this presentation, I will be discussing about this, and I will in detail during the conclave meet. I will also talk about how what is natural resource management, what we refer to, and at the same time how it is related to the current research that I'm doing, and what are the factors that affect the natural resource management. And how can we efficiently use the natural resources for the benefit of the environment and society? What are the ways we can follow or achieve? So the same thing is how this natural product chemistry activity affects the natural resource management or the biodiversity in soil, and how these two can combine and attain a sustained society. So there are some burning issues that we will address during the conclave, where whether we can continue to isolate bioactive compounds from nature or we will stop doing this activity. Does it has a limit? That is the question that we would like to address during the meet. And also we will talk about so many other alternate sources, and we will view what are the reason why we are looking forward to the alternate source. There are so many things. There are some reasons we will be discussing, and what are the benefits of taking this alternative route, and what are the relatable or correctable achievement goals that we can have while pursuing this activity. All these things will be discussed during the meet. So one thing I would like there are two things that I would like to mention when we mention about the relatable or correctable achievement goals that we can have. One is the non-destructive commercial use of biodiversity. Somewhat we can be convinced that if we follow this method, we will be able to have this kind of achievement goals. And at the same time, natural product research can also remain, or this scientific activity can remain a viable and productive route to drug discovery. So I would thank the Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India for organizing such conclave, and JNCAR Bangalore for hosting it. And I would also acknowledge the director of my institute for supporting me and nominating me for this conclave. Thank you so much and see you soon.
Thank you for your enlightening talk. The next speaker is Petrenko Yelena Nikolaeva. She is a senior lecturer at the Department of Chemical Technology and Industrial Ecology at Samara State Technical University. The title of the talk is Integrated Ecological System for LNAPL Bodies Assessment and Liquidation. The speaker will be joining us in person. I request you to raise your hand so that our camera can capture you while your presentation is being played.
Hello dear colleagues, I'm Yelena and today I'm going to present you my research findings on the topic Integrated Ecological System for LNAPL Bodies Assessment and Liquidation. Providing the environmental sustainability of nature technogenic system is an important scientific and practical task. The unit of analysis is the light non-aqueous phase liquid bodies situated under the oil industry plants. They are formed due to the accumulation of oil-containing leaks through the rock mass to the groundwater surface. Pollutants transfer the geological element and negatively impact the environment. The objects that may form the bodies are deposits, main pipelines, refineries, oil depots, and waste disposal facilities. Thus, the relevant issue is the development of a system for bodies assessment and the remediation technologies the environment from hydrocarbons. To achieve the same, the following objectives were set. The object of research is a natural technogenic system which includes bodies, the nature and technogenic elements of it. Evaluation of the bodies based on the results of the exploration and analysis of similar 50 bodies that are stock material was carried out. The inertial oscillatory group and the stored hydrocarbons were introduced as new assessment parameters of the studied bodies. The values of their condition help determine the technologies for their liquidation. The slide presents the feature of the 13 most researched bodies. It classified into very small deposits. The logical scheme was proposed and tested for conducting research and choosing a technology for further liquidation of the bodies. The field work was carried out at the bodies of the Samara region in Russia. It consisted of the monthly measurements of water and hydrocarbon levels in the observation wells using a double-phase measuring wheel. The research results showed the thickness of hydrocarbon layer decreases due to a shallow water interface in the time of the spring floods. Then the layer thickness increases and the pinched hydrocarbons broke out. The change water and hydrocarbon levels occur with a delay and characterize the duration of system response to changes in the hydrological regime in the discharge area. This delay is interpreted as a phase lag, which numerical values are driven by the geological structure. The values of the parameters of inertial group is unique for each well and assigns the modes of hydrocarbon pumping from production wells. One of the close analogies of the unit of analysis is the oil field. It is evident that the boundary conditions are significant. Today, there is no any valid analytical model for predicting the movement of the bodies in the geological environment and their hydrocarbon reserves. The methodology was suggested for delineating and estimating bodies. We made thickness maps using software and used for creating a geological model using Petrel. The results amounted to about 12 million cubic meters. The modeling allowed to select sites the pollutant migration monitoring. Due to the fact the considered deposit occurrences, they are, on the one hand, the subjects of resource use, and on the other hand, there are the negative impact objects. We assume on the first stage the main hydrocarbons volume is recovered and localized. The hydrodynamic methods are applied for the recovering. On the second stage, it is important to extract residual hydrocarbons. Therefore, the reagents will become preferable. Without treatment, the body remains a source of the long-term pollution transfer to adjacent horizons. Laboratory experiment to examine the possibility of using the selected reagents for washing the rocks in the aeration zone and determining the rational dose were studied. We chose 5 reagents. Obese in a dose of 4 mg to kilogram of the treated soil showed to be the most efficient. The advantages of these reagents is the simple separation of the emulsion into hydrocarbons, reagent, and water. We have adapted the exciting jet technology for high-pressure supply working solution for the task of cleaning rocks in the entire depth of the distribution of oil pollution. Oil water emulsion is extracted from pre-drilled production wells and separated. The purified water is returned back to the subsoil. Reagent treatment was tested in industrial condition. It was found that it is efficient to use a combination of reagents in the developed high pressure graphs 1, 5, 7. Zoning of the territory was proposed to select technology for bodies liquidation. Zones of remove, transfer, and accumulation of pollutants are identified. On the right part of the slide, present type of combination technologies for each other. Passive methods include engineering protection equipment that limits the distribution of hydrocarbons. It doesn't affect the composition in the pollutants phase state. Active methods influence directly on the environment. The main conclusions are presented on the slide. Conclusions. A system of criteria parametric assessment of LNAPL bodies has been developed and successfully tested. It was shown that the selection of rational methods of liquidation should comply with the landscape geological type of each fragment. Specialized software used for traditional oil fields allow to create digital models of LNAPL bodies. The proposed inertial oscillatory approach has been successfully tested and made possible to determine rational regimes and places for hydrocarbon production from the bodies. High-pressure treatment of rocks in the aeration zone have been studied and rational doses of their use have been proposed. Passive and active methods are suggested to protect the environment fables. Thank you for your attention and
Thank you for your interesting talk. The final speaker for this session is Gulshan Kumar Sharma. He's a scientist at ICAR, Indian Institute of Soil and Water Conservation Research Center, Kota, Rajasthan. The title of the talk is Evaluation of Manure Potential of Phycoremediated Algal Biomass on Baby Corn and Spinach. The speaker will be joining us in person. I request you to raise your hand so that our camera can capture you while your presentation is being played.
There is one substance in the universe that is the essence of all life, and all life on the Mother Earth planet depends upon it. It is one of the 5 basic elements from which creation originates, and 70% of our planet is covered in it. Water, the most precious gift of nature bestowed upon mankind. We are all well aware with its life-giving chemistry and the multifaceted role that it plays in our day-to-day life. But only 1% of Earth's water is fresh water, and the demand for clean water is currently a worldwide priority. Water is a medium for civilization, origin, irrigation, development, life, and industry. But nowadays, world is thirsty and availability of fresh water getting decreasing. 1 out of 3 people face water shortage, 1 billion people without clean drinking water, and it's really a very serious condition. It is projected that up to 2050, fresh water availability in India will decrease, while demand for fresh water will increase in all sectors, especially in agriculture sector, which consumes 70% of fresh water. The situation is very pathetic. If this situation happens as such, then in future a term will come in picture is aqua credit, which is just like a carbon credit. In India, total sewage waste generation is 61,754 million litre per day, and out of it only 37% get treated and rest discharged as such in our water bodies. This is a major cause of our water body pollution, such as Ganga and Yamuna pollution we are seeing today. In conventional wastewater treatment process, secondary treatment is mostly costly step, which is not even costly but also has an adverse impact on environment too. This is a reason for low treatment capacity in our current water treatment method. So, what's a solution for pollution and effective solution to overcome water crisis? Well, the best solution for wastewater treatment is algal-based technology. That is algal-based wastewater treatment, which is also called as phycoremediation. It is a process of employing algae for removing excess nutrient load from wastewater, and that water can be recycled for irrigation. In addition, harvested dry algal biomass can substitute conventional chemical fertilizer too. Phycoremediation has several advantages over conventional wastewater treatment process, as reduction in sludge formation and water biomass produced can be used as manure and feedstock for biofuel, require low energy, cost-effective technology, and reduce greenhouse gas emission. So it has a vast role in climate change mitigation. So with this background and considering its significant multi-dimensional application present scenario with respect to treatment of wastewater and ecological sustainable approach, we carried out work under title Evaluation of Manure Potential of Phycoremediated Algal Biomass on baby corn and spinach. The objective of the study was to remediate the sewage wastewater using microalgae to produce manure from algal biomass using biogas slurry and gypsum, and to evaluate the efficacy of algal manure on baby corn and spinach. The following parameters were recorded for wastewater treatment like EC, TDS, pH, desired nitrogen, nitrate form of nitrogen, ammonia, potassium, BOD, and COD. After harvesting of algal biomass, the algal biomass was applied in the field as a manure, and EC, SAT, organic carbon, available nitrogen, available phosphate, nitrate, leaching, nitrate were recorded in the soil, while biological parameter urease, they had to release nitrate is also in soil. In growth parameter like shoot line, shoot biomass, root line, root biomass in spinach, and baby corn yield with husk, baby corn yield without husk, baby corn husk yield, and coblin in baby corn. This is the field layout of the study, and RBD design was selected. This is just a simple calculation based on the nitrogen containing algal biomass. As algal biomass contains 6% of nitrogen, so around in 1 meter square plot, 70 liter algae culture was applied. And accordingly, algae culture needed per plot, 1 meter square plot for different treatments is given. Similarly, algae culture needed for baby corn also. This is showing me this slide. Algal growth in the reservoir. Temporal variation qualitative sewage wastewater after inoculation of chlorine. For pH, potassium nitrate, PDF, EC, phosphorus, BOD, COD, and DO. Okay? And it has been observed that all the parameters are decreasing after 50 days, like total dissolved solids, EC, BOD, COD. Effect of treatments from baby corn yield with husk, without husk, husk yield, and with problem. In that, also found the T3 treatment in which only algal manure was applied is performing better than the other treatment, even better than the T7 treatment in which that only chemical fertilizer was applied. Similarly, effect of treatments on the spinach, freshly biomass and leaf line, and in this also similar to baby corn, it was found that T3 treatment in which only algal manure was applied is performing better than the other treatments. The organic carbon, available phosphorus and potassium containing algal applied soil is more or nearly equal to the soils applied with the chemical fertilizer treatment. These are some pictures of effect of treatment on spinach. It can be observed that in T3 treatment, the yield is higher compared to the other treatments. Similarly, effect of algal manure on baby corn, and this also was found that T3 treatment in which only algal manure were applied is better than the other treatments. To know the effect of algal manure on nitrate leaching as compared to the other treatment or with the chemical fertilizer treatment, and it was found that T3, the treatment with algal fertilizer is performing better, and the nitrate leaching in T3 treatment is lower than the T7 treatment. This is the experimental setup for nitrate leaching. Impact of treatment on enzymatic activity in the spinach and baby corn grown soil. It was found in the treatment T3, the biological activity is higher or better than the T7 treatment.
It's like the seeds of spinach after taking 4 crop cutting can be used as a seed for next year. Baby corn new seeds need to be purchased every year. Cost per baby corn spinach seed per kg would be rupees 400 and rupees 655 respectively. And it is estimated cost of treating of 100 kiloliter per day of sewage waste water would be around 3 million. This is a cost incurred from pond establishment and crop production during 20 years. Crop production for a period of 20 years. So on the basis of cost incurred and return, it was found that net present value discounted return minus discounted cost, it was around 40 lakh 84,930, and on the basis the benefit cost is that BC ratio is 2.61.
These are some publications from this research work, which was published in the reputed journal like Journal of Cleaner Production, Journal of Environment Management, one more paper in Journal of Cleaner Production, Ecological Engineering, and Indian Journal of Agriculture Science. In addition, from this research work, received international travel support in the category of young scientists by SUR for attending the 9th International Conference, which was held on algal biomass biofuel byproducts in the Boulder, Colorado, US. Also awarded NASA Green Technology Innovation Award in 2022 and DST Inspire Fellow for doing a PhD work in 2014. The conclusion from this research work that chlorella minutisma found to be better, found to be effective in reducing the pollution load from the wastewater, and the algal biomass after phycoremediation typically contain 6% nitrogen, 1% phosphorus, and about 0.48% potassium, which is higher than most of the available organic manure. And application of 100% nitrogen dose by algal biomass lead to higher economic yield of spinach and baby corn as compared to yield obtained by supply of recommended dose of fertilizer. And organic carbon available phosphorus and potassium contained in algal applied soil more or nearly equal to the soil of supplied with chemical fertilizer. And algal biomass plays an important role in reduction of nitrate leaching, hence reduces the groundwater pollution and eutrophication. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your engaging talk. We have reached the end of this thematic session. We shall now proceed to the Q&A session. I request the participants present here to raise their hands, and our volunteers will come to you with the mics. For the online participant, kindly type in your question in the chat box.
I have a question for Dr. Gulshan. Why you focus on baby corn and spinach? Have you checked it for other plants?
Actually, this experiment was conducted in the IRA in New Delhi, and in peri-urban regions, one cereal crop, that is baby corn, which is economically important crop, and one vegetable crop. Because in vegetable crops the leaves is very, because of leaf the heavy metal contamination high. So that's why I have selected this baby corn and spinach as the importance of the local market or the peri-urban region.
Have you checked it for other plants?
Not yet.
Okay.
We are trying to for other crop also.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, again, the question is to Dr. Gulshan, sir. So you have presented very nicely, sir. So it was very interesting. So I have some query, but I don't know because this may not be related to your talk, but I feel this should be because I want to know something. So you have chosen the algae as the as you said, the phytoremediation, the organism. Because as far the information that we know, the algae are being used as vastly for the bioenergy productions, biofuel productions. There are a lot many higher plants. So why you have chosen the algae instead of the higher plants? Because the higher plants is, I don't know, but the higher plant seems to have more advantages on phytoremediation technology. So could you please tell?
Thank you for asking the question. Actually, as you are talking the phytoremediation, in phytoremediation as compared to algae, and as I have seen or as I have read in many literatures that algal biomass double its biomass within 20 days. So if you will see the plant or higher plant or algal biomass, then the biomass generation in algal, if you will see for 1 year, the biomass generation in algal is far higher than the higher plants or phytoremediation. That's why I have chosen the algae, because of higher biomass generation, and it's unicellular. So, and for algae production, algae culture, we do not require any arable or agriculture land. We can grow it in a wastewater, so agriculture land is also not required. That's why algae is chosen.
Any specific species for that algae?
Chlorella minutisma. Chlorella Minutesma I have selected.
Thank you.
Actually, we have tested for other species also, Sanidesmus, Chlorella minutesma, nostoc. In all these three, the Chlorella minutesma was found better. That's why we have proceeded for the Chlorella minutesma.
So any last one quick question? We are running out of time. Any questions, or maybe we can discuss a little outside after the during the tea time?
We have come to the end of our session on environmental protection and natural resource management. We heard from various perspectives about the field from experts across different SCO member nations. On this occasion, we would like to invite you all for a thoughtful discussion on the theme where we could summarize the insights we gained from our session today and draw parallels between the ongoing research across various nations. We request the speakers from our theme session today and yesterday to take up the stage for this discussion. I request the online participants for this session to switch on their cameras and participate in the discussion. Here, I would like to introduce our chairs for this thematic discussion. Professor Ishwar Murthy works on synthesis of nanomaterials, electrocatalysis, electrochemical energy storage, membrane-based gas separation, and drug delivery. He obtained his PhD from Anna University, Chennai in 1996. He then joined JNCSR as a postdoctoral fellow under Professor C.N. Rao, followed by National Institute of Materials and Chemical Research, Japan, as an STA fellow. Later, he joined Professor Stephen Mann at Bristol University as a postdoctoral fellow, followed by joining Tohoku National Institute, Japan. He then joined JNCSR in 2004. Professor Peter from NCU works on CO2 capture, utilization, water splitting and fuel cells, solid state chemistry and structural chemistry. He is also the co-founder and director of Breathe India Private Limited, which aims to convert CO2 into valuable products. Now I request our chairs for this session to take over this session from here on.
Thank you. We really enjoyed the whole event the last 2 days. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers, Professor Kulkarni and Professor Ravi Manchitaya and the team for giving us the opportunity to chair the sessions, conduct the sessions. And the whole event is organized, the conclave organized in a very short span of time. It's not it's like a no mean event by any stretch of imaginations to organize the whole thing. And so it's grateful for them for arranging that the whole thing in a better way. And we had the last 2 days, of course, we were not able to complete all the talks in this theme, environmental protection, natural resource management. We almost have 15 talks in time-bound manner and spanning from different areas, and it's a kind of what do you call, starting from multi-pollutant control technology to treat flue gas by Dr. Shiking Wang, sequestering of CO2 by phosphate plants by Professor Minkai Jiang, remote sensing for eco-mining by Elmira, and the control of soil salinity by using the polymers by Professor Furkot Bosorovic, and even synthesis of analogous natural mineral, lintisite and their application to that energy in photocatalysis, green catalysis, etc. by Kalashnikova. Search for toxic mineral detection, use of surface enhanced Raman spectroscopy, and use of hydrogel for desalination, and cannabinol content. Based on that, they were able to see the photochemical efficiency of the plant, and so on and so forth. So many talks, in fact, 15, like everything on capsule, like medicine, we had to absorb in a short period, but nevertheless, it was a wonderful presentation. And I think I will ask my co-chair or colleague to, if I missed anything, to tell. Yeah. Your comment.
It's well summarized. I mean, we are running out of time, so we have. So, I'm very happy to see that. I mean, all together, so just diversity, and that actually, the technology protecting our environment and how to utilize the natural resources. Only one thing may be missed, hydrogen, but it was discussed in the previous sections, I mean, compared to this one. So I have a general question.
Yes,
I
sure,
ask
sure,
this
sure,
one.
sure.
I have a general question. You do fantastic work, the basic work, and some of you try to translate it. But one of the problems, even I am working in this area of environmental, technical, I'm, working in the CO2 capture and utilization, as you heard. So how you are, or what are the challenges? For example, I can talk about the implementation of the technology you develop at your respective countries. Maybe lack of proper legislation, or lack of environmental agency to take it forward. Do you have any challenges you face that one, or how you are going to tackle this one? Anybody can comment. Yeah, please. You can give the mic, please. Yeah.
You want?
It's fine. It's fine. You can start first.
Actually, sir, as we have seen, I am working on microalgae from last 10 years, and the bioremediation of microalgae in production of biofertilizer, production of biodiesel, even production of biohydrogen. As wastewater is a very severe condition or challenging job, that too much wastewater is generating in not in India but in other countries also, and in future it may be the freshwater availability will decrease, as we are extracting the groundwater also, and reverse water we are doing this. So if anyhow we can use our wastewater or recycle our wastewater for especially for agriculture, because mostly 70% fresh water utilized by agriculture. So if we can use that wastewater for recycling that, then it will be a good thing. Or
sorry to interrupt, actually, I'm interrupting. So how you face the challenge? Anybody? I mean, so you just do this job, you have fantastic idea, you know how to, use the wastewater, how to recycle it, etc. You know that one, or any other technology. So, and I want to take it, from, you are whatever the source, and then apply it somewhere, implement it somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. So how you think about, anybody can comment, but quickly, short comment.
As I mentioned in my speech, that we faced main challenge in our research, as that is more fundamental than research, to have main base for all oil fields in our Pre-Caspian basin. It's over 300 oil fields for more over than 30 years. And all those subsoil private users, international companies, they have own policy. And that's why we, each time as researchers, we need to work with ministry also, just to obtain those samples, just to make this compilation, at least base of those oil fields together. That is the main our research gap. Difficulty was I don't know how it's going in other countries. For example, is a governmental impact for that? Some I don't know. National Geological Bureau or something where you can collect all this information in one base, for example. So it would be nice to hear how it's in other countries also. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very nice. I agree with that point. Each country has its own different policy. If you look at in India, we have different agencies actually managing, starting with our DST. In DST itself, TDB, Technology Development Board, actually can support. So the same way you have to reach the ministry. So I have written that one too. My second question. So you are here.
One thing I want to add in challenges, sir. Yeah. Apart from all the scientific challenges, the major challenge which we are facing today is the lack of funding.
All right. Okay.
Lack of funding for taking our project to next level. This is the main challenge.
I will help you how to just do that one.
Lack of funding, you mean kind of if you are writing the project, you are not able to get it, or what is that main thing?
We have applied the project in DST also and other agencies also, but somehow it get rejected. And
I will tell you. So we are, have a large number of scientists and engineers in this country, and everybody is looking for funding. So the competition is so high, and quality of research also improved substantially last 1 decade or 2 decades. So you are you are living in a period where the competition is so high. That's the reason. So government, there are occasions to get the funding, but you have to go behind that one.
Yeah.
We are getting a warning.
So maybe just a quick comment probably which you would like to have, and we'll close that. We'll discuss little out.
Yeah, I would like to say about the problem which I met during the remote sensing technologies. Yes, these technologies can be used everywhere, almost everywhere, but the challenge is that especially radar data is not available in free sources. For example, Sentinel-1 data, which we are using mainly, it was free, but unfortunately it was now for the territory of the Kazakhstan, which have a lot of mining enterprises, is not available. So due to the lack of the information, it is hard to predict and to do some kind of the works. And of course, the price is very high.
Actually, India, that remote sensing technology is very good, I guess, that probably you can even look at it if any collaboration or something like that possible, which we can.
Yeah, I suppose so. There is a lot of things we can do together in this reason. Yeah, actually.
Excuse me, sorry, for some of the organizers wanted us for some. Yeah, please. Yeah, that's right. So it's a nice thing to have all these people together in one platform to discuss many of that challenging process. In fact, it's not like in 1 year it will be over or not. So it will be a long-term technology for our future generation, at least to protect the environment is a very, very important. Natural resource management is a challenging task. Because when the technology goes, people try to move forward. So this eventually will have that long-lasting implications. So we have to find research also have to cope up with this type of things, how to mitigate this kind of challenges. And I'm sure you all working in this right directions, and we'll have good collaborations. Each country has to face different issues in this direction. And by going together in the globalization time, so by going together, we can solve many such problems. I'm sure you all in future will be a leader in this area to sort this type of issues. Thank you once again. And I will just.
So I nothing to say. Sorry for the short time.
Ishwar, you can give your mic to him. Yeah.
No, sorry for the short time. Because we have to go for. The organizer is actually.
Before we take any call, please join me in thanking both the chairs for a wonderful thing. And the rush is that because we managed to convince and have with amongst us the highest civilian award recipient of this country, Bharat Ratna Professor C.N.R. Rao, to get a photograph with him. Okay, so all of us are right now going to get up and move in this direction. My volunteers here will take you. It's just very close by. And once we take the photograph, this is first initial photograph is only for the participants, and then all the volunteers can jump in and we'll take the second photograph. So I please request you, because this is out of schedule, to please help me and move fast enough, and we can just go and take a photograph quickly and come back. Thank you so much. Calling.
Give 1 hour also, we'll ask.
Hello, sir. They're walking. They're walking, rushing.